Hey everybody, how's it going? We're going to do another quick tip video on posit height in the new Ideamaker using 341, version 341. So the process for doing pos at heights in Ideamaker has gotten a lot easier than previously. In older versions, since Raise 3D or Ideamaker is generated by Raise 3D, it was sort of specific to their series of printers, which are not completely Marlin based. So they issue some different codes, specifically like M2000 codes to do pauses, which machines like the Creality printers that are all Marlin based don't recognize. So we had a video in the past about basically hacking some code out of Cura to do the posit height and copying that over into your Ideamaker G code. Well, now you don't have to do any of that stuff. It's much more straightforward. My friend Chris was working on this. He does a lot of posit and height to do color changes, and we realized that they had this new feature in there, and it was far and away easier than the previous way we were doing it. So here's how you set it up. It's very straightforward, very simple. I've got my CR10 set up. So you want to go to your printer and go to print settings. We're going to do this first. You go to the advanced tab. You want to check this box here under this custom G code section. So check this box that says omit raise touch specific G code. So if you are running, one of the Enders, Creality, CR10s or whatever, that's what you want to do. And your posit height G code is M600, right? So that will actually pause the print head, move it over, eject a little bit of filament, then you do your process and putting in new filament. You press the button on your control box and it resumes the print. So that's everything M600 does. So what this is telling you to do is don't do an M2000 tab, or M2000 code, use M600 when you want to do a pause. So now you're set up to posit height using that code. Here's how you actually enable it or use it in a slice. Save that. I've got just this little test cube in here. It's 50 millimeters tall. I'm going to throw in a pause at 25 millimeters. So you're going to start slice. Pick whatever profile you want. Doesn't matter, whatever you want to typically print with. Go to edit, go to advanced, go to the other tab, and right here in this top right corner is where you have the posit height section. And so it's very simple. You're not doing it by layer, you're doing it by actual measurement height. So if you know your model's 50 millimeters, and I'm going to do right in the middle, I'm going to do 25, add pause point, you're done, that's it. Hit OK, save and close, slice. Now, you're right, I'm always a big fan of checking the preview on everything, so I always like to make sure that stuff is in the preview the way I expect it. And so there's a little bit of a weird bug, I think, in Ideamaker, or maybe it's not a bug, but just intentionally sort of left out for some reason. But if we untick this no travel move so that we see the travel moves, right, our blue lines in here are the travel moves of the nozzle. So if we go down to the very first layer, right when this thing starts, you can see that from your home position, right, we have a travel move coming out to start the print. So what I would have expected to see at layer 25, or sorry, at 25 millimeters, was an exit line, which I do not. So at either at layer 124, at the end of layer 124, or at the beginning of layer 125, I guess I would have expected to see that travel move, and I do not. And so I was a little weirded out that this was a bug. So what I did was to go verify it was happening was I went over to G-code analyzer and I threw in the G-code after I exported it. And so I indeed have an ingress line here starting the print, and then some printing action happening, and then I have an egress line at a different height. I don't know that I trust the relative height of this to that line in this analyzer. I think I trust the G code more than anything else, and I know at 25 millimeters or at line or at layer 124 it's going to go do something, because that's what the G code tells it to do. The important thing here was that I had an ingress and an egress line, so I'm pretty confident that the M600 is going to work. And actually my friend Chris did it a bunch of times already and already verified it works, so I know it's going to work. So there you go. Pausing at height in Ideamaker just got a lot easier. So have fun with that.